Good morning, traders. My morning video. Uh, so some things I'm looking at here, guys. First of all, please retweet me at Gumby9662C on Twitter if you get a chance, and like me on Twitter and like me on the YouTube channel. And I do appreciate the comments below. Try to keep it clean. If you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, I do appreciate the feedback. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, things I'm looking at here. So, uh, SPY is the only of the four indices that has not filled its election day gap yet. Okay, so it looks like the markets are walking down, into that scenario. Now we do potentially have a five wave down completed if you're an Elliott wave theorist, and we hit a double bottom yesterday. We did have more volume down here, which that's not necessarily good. I mean, when we bounced this time, it was, uh, you know, is a lot cleaner bounce. Okay, but we still have not gotten to that election day close here on SPY. What we could be looking at this morning. Okay, I've got the let me zoom in here real quick. I got the 30-minute 50 SMA on my chart, which seems to be acting as resistance this morning. So I'm trying to see if we can hold price under that 30-minute 50 SMA. And basically, if we start breaking below this post-election uh, breakout, so this was the opening print of the breakout the day after election. So if we start breaking down below this level, I'm looking to go short. So this could be, once again, setting up for another move down for the election day gap here on SPY. Now, that being said, I do want to point out yesterday's lows and, going into the close, we did have some institutional trades hit the tape. Now, this is on the just the 1 day time frame. If I explode this out here, if I go out 7 days out, that's about a week out, okay? And this is something that's really important to look at, okay? If you're using the volume leaders. Look at this. The volume was so small, it's not even showing up on the weekly chart. Okay, so yes, we had some institutionals coming in, so you don't want to get, but they were fairly small trades. So, it's hard telling. They could have been buying, they could have been selling. We don't know. What I do know is last Friday, going into the close, you clearly knew there was selling going on. I mean, if the volume is strong enough to one directional, okay, it will the alerts will turn red, okay, or green, either way, okay. And we had very strong sell side action. It was the week high volume Friday on the sell side, you know, and mostly in tech, okay. So that was the last full trading week of last year I had at my other video. So, but my point is, we closed out the first day of the year. We didn't see any major volume come in, institutional volume come in at these lows. So be very mindful of that. It does not bode as supportive volume yet. So just definitely keep that in mind. Yes, we are at, let me show you here some other things we're looking at here. Uh, we're right down here near our expected move low for the week. I think I put it on the Qs. I didn't put it on this chart. I'm sorry. We're below the value area high for today, so be very mindful of that. So, we want to, uh, uh, but the inventory is 100% net long. From the close, we are 100% net, almost virtually 100% net long uh, on the inventory. No, we're not. So there, right through here, we had some short stuff there. So, so basically, the inventory right now. So basically, we want to wait until we see a break of structure here, before we start pushing, thinking to the south side, because we are outside the market maker expected move. So for the week, and so be very mindful of that as well. Okay. So just a few things I'm looking at here on the SPY. Okay. So guys, the day after election, we had a gap up. We lost that on cues. That was the election. I think right there at Friday's close. That was the election day gap up. We lost that early on. Okay. Now we are currently trading below the election day close. So day of election, before we had the results in, we are currently trading below that. So we've had uh, two attempts to break above it, and it have failed so far. So be mindful of that. Uh, this we are beyond the expected move for the week, so be mindful of that as well. Let's see what's my. We're below our value area high test, okay, and then we are pretty much 100% net long in the overnight session. So conflicting information here, okay, guys, conflicting information. So be very mindful of that. The cues really look like to me that we're headed to the 4-hour 200-day moving average. I thought I put that on here. Yeah, there it is down here. It really looks to me like we might potentially be heading to the 4-hour 200-day moving average. I can't remember if that's the 4-hour or not. So be very mindful of that. Pull that up in your charts. The 400, that's up here. The 4-hour on SPY. That's right. Let me go back over there to SPY. I can zoom right back into that. SPY is the mother of all trading products. And look at this. If we get a head and shoulders breakdown, okay, uh, our measure target puts us right down here into the 200 daily SMA. So be very mindful of that. I mean, everything seems to be lining up for next week to be coming down to this 200-day moving average, in my opinion, on the SPY. So I really think we're gonna go into next week and have continued sell side action. So we will see here in our markets here. Okay, as far as the Qs go, similar situation. We had trades. This is the weekly view. Okay, 1 second here. We'll go back to where I was earlier. Last session, apply. And as you can see, we had trades come in here. Institutional trades. We're currently trading above those institutional trades. So be very mindful here. This 510 area is very critical. So, the 510 area, we had institutions coming in, sniffing around that. So, we really want to start getting below, well, 509. 509 would start confirming the sell side here on the Qs. So be mindful of that. We had a cluster of trades. Bottom line is, we don't know if these are buys or sells. These trades right here, we really don't, but they were fairly small trades anyway. uh, Actually, getting under 509, that would help confirm exactly what did happen. The blue actually represents cash session trades. The beige represents trades are happening on foreign exchanges and stuff. So they're called Phantom trades. Some of these show up 24 hours later. So on the beige ones. So be very mindful of that. Okay. So oops, I'm error. So bottom line is, we do have an expanding range from yesterday. I'm wanting to see how price interacts with the 200-day moving average here on the 30-minute on IWM. We tried to break above that yesterday. It failed. We've tried before. It looks like, well, it's a bear flag. Technically, it's a bear flag. Okay, guys. So it is what it is. But we are trading above the Friday low. So, if we're trading above the Friday low, I would definitely want to keep that. The SPY and Qs are not trading above Friday's low. Okay. So they're bearish patterns. Okay. Where this thing here, we are holding above the Friday low. This is actually more constructive for a bullish pattern if it were to ever manifest itself. So I'm definitely keeping a close eye on this one for a potential attempt again to the upside. So I'm looking at both sides of the trade. Uh, we had some trades here, but nothing's alerting here on size wise. So that gives me a little bit of problem here. If I would have had size coming in for, on the IWM for the close, I would have been much more confidence that we were going to get some sort of directional move. If we go out in the weekly, okay, similar situation from, well, actually, no. So the last, well, actually we do have at 3:50 p.m. So this is actually showing up in the weekly. So bottom line is, if you want to be directionally bullish, the sizing, is actually, giving us showing up on the weekly here on ranking. So, that one there, we might be having something going on here on the Russell. Uh, I don't know, bullish or bearish, whichever. Bottom line is there might be something developing on the Russell front, so be very mindful of that. Okay. Another one that I would really keep an eye out here for the daily 200-day moving average down here around 410 here on the diamonds. So definitely want to keep that one on watch here. I generally stay on the 30-minute here for my videos here. I did want to show you that. So this here looks like our major resistance to our trend line there. We're below it this morning. So, it's, very iffy on this front, whether or not they can hold price up here. So I definitely want to keep this one on watch. Like I said, there's really only one caveat if you're trying to be to the upside. Possibly there might be something going on the Russell. So just food for thought going forward here. Um, it really looks to me. I'm really concerned that we're not seeing supporting action from the institutions in the Qs and in the SPY. So be mindful of that if you're trying to trade to the upside today. Okay. That being said, as far as the diamonds go, on the weekly time frame, we haven't. Yesterday we didn't really get any alerts on that. If we go on the smaller time frame here, so it really didn't give any directional. So we had some in the day small trades. That this one up here way outside the price that happened the day before. Okay, that's a 24-hour later post. Okay, guys. So anytime you see these posts that are out there in no man's land, that's what's going on there. On some of those private exchanges from Europe, they don't have to report for 24 hours. So be mindful. Okay, Apple is a bearish chart. We've got to get back over 246 to resume the uptrend. Looks like this thing could get ugly even today. Be very mindful. We had some smaller orders come in by the dippers, and it's not showing up on the weekly. And I'm not going to switch back and forth on these individual names. So typically when I look at these fair value gaps, what I want to see the next morning, I want to see trying to break out above the fair value gaps the very next morning, suggesting that there is buying pressure coming into the market at a significant low. That is not happening with Microsoft this morning. So be very mindful. We did not have institutional buying. Heads up on that. Okay, guys, we had a big trade come in on NVIDIA yesterday. It's actually showing up on the weekly here. Heads up on that. It came in right here near the opening range there yesterday. We haven't really gotten anywhere from that, but we are slightly holding above where that print came in from the institutions. So this is slightly more bullish. I would say if we start losing the 137.50, it's probably the line in the sand here. We start losing 137.50, then we have to start getting a little worried that could have been sell side action, but it was only Megatech that showed an institutional, a big institutional commitment. So be mindful of that. I don't know if it's buying or selling. Just think about it. So heads up on that. So Amazon is the strongest percent gainers this morning of the Megatechs, and that's not saying much. Institutions weren't really doing anything there. Obviously, there were some small orders, but we're still below this 200-day on the 30-minute. It's clearly acting as some sort of resistance, so be mindful of that. And it's not pushing the upper edge of that fair value gap. So heads up on that. That's what I really look for, if when I'm coming into a day to try to identify if it's going to be decisively bullish or bearish. And so far I'm not seeing anything really pushing the upside of those fair value gaps. So guys, we do seem to have a bid in energy starting to take hold here. We're into a multiple top here on BP this morning. Heads up on that. The other one I was watching, which is not showing up on the list, is ExxonMobil. It hasn't done much yet, so we're still below these fair value gaps. So heads up on that. Basically, I would want to see a print above the 109 on this one here to actually start initiating alongs to that one. Otherwise, that's just kind of sideways chop right now on that one. Other ones that I'm looking at here on the percentage gainers. Square was here a second ago. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Square was showing up this morning. We're gapping up on Square. There might be some news out on Square. You might want to look that up. Okay, guys. NVIDIA is really the top megatech on volume this morning. It's not on percent gains, but it is on volume. It's up here near the top 10, not top 10. Okay. Citi is on there. Check that out. We do have the earnings season coming in. Still, just it's just hanging in there, potentially here. Nothing that stands out on that one. FXI, okay. Now, it's not doing that much of anything. Really not seeing anything that's really getting me all excited. Okay. On the downside, let's check that out. On the downside this morning, oh, okay, so natural gas is getting hit. Okay. We had a, that's your bear ETF on semiconductors getting hit this morning. Apple on the bearish front. Like I said, as a bearish chart, if we lose this 200, that could get ugly for Apple. So this is the 4-hour 200-day moving average. We look to be opening underneath that. So this could get ugly quick. So heads up on that, guys. You might want to have alerted tomorrow at yesterday's day lows. Currently, we're not pushing below that, but if we start pushing below yesterday's day lows, this could be a short for today. That could be the short of the day. Heads up on that. I've been warning for some time now that Yahweh was having a major impact on Apple sales in China. They've got a fairly equivalent phone for half the price. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science. Why would you want to buy something owned by an American company when you can buy it from a Chinese owned company? So yeah. Baba, that has been on alerts, but that's not taken off yet. So there you go. IWM's up a little bit this morning. Broadcom, okay. Really nothing standing out. So there you go. The trend is down, and nothing is jumping out to say the trend has changed. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you in the trading room. If anybody wants to be in the live trading room, just DM me. Thanks.